whence we could observe the chapel with the skulls. Doors from the inside, he could only come out through the osarium. And then,
too exciting not to share with you. This is a package. It is a book. I chose to order this on Amazon just because I wanted to get here really quickly. Even with Prime, it was going to take like 4 days. Don't know what's going on there, but okay. This is too exciting. This is my view. Oh my gosh. I actually like have chills. That's just exciting. Like, why am I'm tearing up. Why is this so emotional? This is so crazy. First of all, like, I don't buy books brand new. It's just exciting having a package, but this being the package, Hamich's book being the package. I like how this seems like it's skinnier than The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. If you're unaware, I love The Hunger Games. It's like the series of my heart. Twilight Saga and the Hunger Games trilogy were the two series, my like obsession growing up, but I feel like Hunger Games took the reins in terms of like the, you know, the movies just slapped. I reread the first Hunger Games book 10 years after I first read it, so you can see that vlog on my channel. It's not great. I'm like in tears all the time because it was like, I think it was leading up to my period and like I was openly emotional. And then I read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I also vlogged that experience. I'm not sure what we're going to do with this. I might just put it in like a random weekly vlog. All we wanted when we heard that we were going to get The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes was Hamish's book. So have it finally is everything. Alright, let's just sort the hair out. Also, I haven't done my lipstick, I've just done lip liner. I find that helps it settle better. We're gonna do the fringe and maybe throw some curls in to like pretend these waves are deliberate.
Ceiling made of glass, used to think green apples in a bowl, I could settle down, let it be something on my own. And I might have to get a real job to get the couch that I want. And I think I could be happy there. Read more, rise early on a Sunday morning, play my records, dance freely on the hardwood floors. I could settle down, have something on my own.
One thing that I got that I wanted to share, because I don't think I managed to show you Blossom Masood, which I'm really excited about, although bent the cover on the way home. I'm so fussy with these things, but book 1 was a 3-star read, though realistically it was more of a 2.5. So I wasn't going to continue, but then someone bought me this as a gift. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a go and most likely get rid of both. But this was a 4.5-star read. Insane. So we've had one miss and then one hit. It was a pretty significant miss and it was a pretty significant hit. So I'm really not sure where this one's going to stand, but I do like this cover. This cover is so much better than this cover. I think this guy is going to be really attractive. It follows Teddy, who we met in the other books, and then also Gus. I'm pretty sure he's the older brother in the kind of like family this is following. Gus Ryder has a lot on his plate. He's always been a dependable one, but when his workload starts to overwhelm him, he has to admit that he can't manage everything on his own and he needs help. My hair is a disaster. His little sister's best friend, the woman he can't stand, is not who he had in mind. Yeah, she's a nanny as well to his kid. Single dad, brother's best friend, hate to love, nanny. This could be really fun. I'm excited. And as always, these books are like under 300 pages, so I'll probably pick this one up kind of soon, I would think. I'm really excited to finally have this because I bought both of these 2 books in the works. No, this one was given to me, but I think the person who bought it for me got it in the works as well. I've been waiting patiently for this to come in, and even though the book came out a long time ago, not a long time ago, but like a couple months ago, it's taken them their sweet time to get it in. Really happy to pop in there today and to find this book. But that also means I've bought 2 books in the past like couple of days, but these are both new releases. So I feel like on a book by and ban, I allow myself charity shop purchases if it's a book that I would have bought like full price at some point anyways, just because, you know, saying no to that might mean I never find it again. And I allow new releases if they're ones I'm like super duper excited for. And to be fair, like there's not a lot more out there. Although one that I really was interested in was Deep Cuts, but I don't want the hardcover, so I'm content to wait for the paperback. The only reason I got the hardcover for Sunrise on the Reaping is because I had the hardcover for The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and because I've got my original Hunger Games trilogy in paperback, I thought it would be stupid to have like one hardcover. I may as well get another hardcover to match of like the spin-off books.
Twirl me around the kitchen, Pinot Grigio for 2. Love letters are written, live in a quaint little avenue. Candlelit apartment, everything sublime. I can't wait to meet you, my future love of mine. Tulips on the table, fingers intertwined. I'll smile and say I am grateful. You'll say that I'm divine.
heard it go quiet. Obviously not looking the best I've ever looked, but we've got some packages to unbox. Both of these are not for me, but they're books, so I thought it'd be fun to share. I ordered both of them. So this first one, yeah, this is for my younger brother. I'm going to show you now because it's a gift for him, but he's not going to see this video before, maybe ever, but definitely not before he receives this. So this is Absolutely Not Music by Murakami, and it's him in a conversation with this conductor. They're discussing music. Basically, my younger brother, he's a composer. He entered into this composition competition and got through, which is crazy. He just did it out of the blue in classic him fashion, immediately succeeded. I genuinely don't think I've ever been so proud of someone in my entire life, like in a singular moment. I could have cried. So I bought him this to like kind of mark the occasion, and I'm gonna write in it as soon as I know that he for sure has never read it. I think it's nice because he's a big Murakami fan and it's obviously all about music. Next up, another Amazon package. This is for my mum, Towards Zero by Agatha Christie. She collects the new hardcovers for all of Agatha Christie's work. So this is a Marple. There's a new adaptation of this book, which we watched yesterday. I would give it a 3 stars. I thought it was good in some senses, like I like the way it was shot and stuff like that. But the original one, Geraldine McEwen, as Marple, is so far superior. I could actually go in on this, but I'm not going to. I would definitely recommend the original one, and I'd probably skip the new one unless you're like a massive Agatha Christie fan like we are and we wanted to give it a go. But this is a really nice edition. They've been slowly kind of dropping these titles over time. I'm not sure what the reason behind that is, but one that my mum doesn't have and she wants to read when we go away. So yeah, those are the 2 books I have to share. Really exciting. I'm so proud of my little brother. It's crazy. Hi friends, I thought that we could have a little chat because I haven't actually really spoken much in this vlog at all, and I want to talk to you about what I've been reading, what is in my future TBR, stuff like that. We're ending the month of March and so far I've read 4 books, which is okay, and well 5, I DNF'd 1, but I would like to read more. Obviously going to film a wrap up. So the TBR jar picked out The Prisoner's Throne for me to read by Holly Black. This is the 2nd book in the Stolen Air duology. I read book 1 2 years ago. When I tell you I do not remember anything from that book, it was actually crazy. So I last minute decided to reread The Stolen Air. I read it quite quickly, I would say, but it meant that it did push back my reading of The Prisoner's Throne, which means I'm reading this one later in the month than I would have hoped. I originally rated The Stolen Air 4.5 stars, and then I dropped it down to a 4, and I was tempted to drop it down to a 3.5. I'm so glad I didn't, because that was just me being delusional, like once I was outside the book, because rereading it I was like, this is definitely not a 3.5, it's probably a 4.25, but I don't rate it in 0.25, so I'm going to stick with a 4. But it is a very, very good book. This book is feeling more like a 3.5. I don't know, I heard that people said that if you didn't love the first book so much, then you'd prefer this one. And while I didn't not love the first book, I didn't love it nearly as much as the original Folk of the Air trilogy. Those were all like 5-6 star reads for me. I'm slightly disappointed with this series in general, but this book in particular, there's just something about it. I can't even put my finger on it. I feel like the writing is maybe like a little bit juvenile. Like Holly Black is kind of catering to a younger audience. I know these books are YA, but this book really feels YA. The rest of her young adult books don't really feel that way. There's just been some lines in this that I think are quite kind of cringy, which is unfortunate. Even this book is told in third person. We're following Oak as a main character, and sometimes he'll, some person will say some silly thing, and there will be some line that's not necessarily from his perspective, but I guess he's thinking it, and it will be like, well, that's a stupid thing to say, or something like that. Those lines come up so often, and I'm just like, they're not really needed. It's almost like Holly Black's kind of trying to joke with us, and the joke's not landing. But anyway, I'm about just over 50% through this, so I'm definitely hoping to finish this in the next couple of days. I'm also reading The Lord of the Rings still. This is The Fellowship of the Ring, the first book. My brother and I are reading this together, and we both fell behind a week, so we decided to push everything back, and I haven't read last week's pages, so in theory I should be finishing this, not the end of this week, but the end of next week. We shall see how that goes, but either way, this is not going to be finished within the month of March, I don't think. Every single night I read about 1% of Past Sky and Breath on my Kindle. This is the second book in the Crescent City series by Sarah J Maas. I am enjoying this just as like a comfort read, just because I love Sarah J Maas's writing, but I don't think this is anything particularly special. It's still sitting probably like a 3.5 though. It is a good time, and I am about 60% of the way through this. The final book I'd love to get to in the month of March, if I can try and squeeze it in, is Powerless by L.T. Silver, the third book in the Chestnut Spring series. I am hoping to kind of binge that this week if I can get The Prisoner's Throne out of the way. So as soon as this is done, we're launching into Powerless. People always say that L.T. Silver's books are really quick reads. They can get through them in 1 or 2 sittings. I kind of disagree. I'm not sure what that is about, but I'm going to really try and like pick up the pace with my reading of this one, because I'm really keen to get it done within the month. And that is because I'm hoping to get to the rest of the series this year. If you've not watched my spring TBR, which is the video I just filmed, going live before this one, then I'd recommend you check that out, because I talk about my whole journey with the Chestnut Spring series. I know this video hasn't really been my standard kind of vlog in terms of reading one book and starting it and finishing it within the video, and that kind of being the start and the end of the video. This is just more of like a mood reading, like what I read in a week kind of video, with a big focus on what I'm getting up to aside from reading. But yeah, I have been reading solidly throughout. The notable read of March has definitely been my experience of rereading The Sword and Air and reading The Prisoner's Throne. And once this is over, it's so fun that I will have finished a series. I rarely read books back to back. I usually leave at least 1 month, maybe 2 months between. Been an interesting experience being locked in this. Because I'm not loving this book, I do feel like I'm a bit burnt out, but I don't think any of my dislike for this book has to do with the fact that I read the first book so close to reading this one. Would highly recommend the Folk of the Air series, like the original trilogy before this one, any day. I'm going to end this vlog off pretty soon, but as you want to check in quickly, I'm going to go and sit and enter an editing hole. I also made a little TikTok just now, because I only know how to make short form content if it's on the back of long form content. I really am not a short form content girl, and that is because I am born and bred YouTube. So yeah, but it is fun sometimes it's fun. If I don't put too much pressure on it, which I don't, my TikTok is just an accumulation of anything I feel like posting. It is quite book heavy, but it's not like a book talk in the sense of me like sitting down and reviewing books. YouTube is much more for that, though this video not so much. Either way, I'm gonna go. I need to go edit. I don't want to spend the whole day doing it, so I'm gonna get a start on it, and then we'll see. Maybe I can finish this book today if I can get my editing done quickly.